I understand the First Ladies in miniature collection is probably the most sought-after item when people, as tourists, come to the Capitol building.
There are approximately 61 miniatures in the collection. The miniatures are located in 4 large cabinets just off the rotunda at the Capitol. And all the miniatures are poured from the same mold, and of course they're made in proportion to the height and so forth of the First Lady. Immediately after election, I contact the First Lady, our First Lady's office, if I'm not familiar with the First Lady myself, and give her some guidelines and let her know that we need fabric from her dress, and that we would need a lot of descriptions about the First Lady, her eye color, her height. We try to use shoes or sandals on the miniature that replicate what she had on at inauguration, and the same jewelry. It's a fun project. Normally we present the miniature to the First Lady at our convention because we want our members to enjoy the First Lady and to be able to see it. The First Lady's project was implemented around 1970 by Helen Evans, who was president at that time. Helen patterned this after a display and project at the Smithsonian of the First Ladies from the Presidents of the United States. And she thought it would be a wonderful thing for us to have in Kentucky.
Kind of felt like that was the time to see who these First Ladies were and what they had contributed. We heard very little about our First Ladies of Kentucky. As far as I was aware, we had never recognized whoever our First Ladies might have been. My first approach, though, was coming in as state president, was to contact the then First Lady of Kentucky, who was Beulah Nunn. And she was very interested in historic preservation. She came on board, thought it was very great. So with her support and the vote of the executive board for the Kentucky Federation, it became our project for the 2 years to do the research, put together something. We sent the word out to all the clubs all over the state that we needed all kinds of help. We had people that worked then only on research. We had 50-some women that agreed to the sewing. Then we had women that were good with hair and hair design because we had to have wigs for each of these women, and it had to be styled in the proper style for that era. The miniatures themselves were 18-inch fashion dolls. They were poured porcelain, and we maintained that one miniature style for all the miniatures all the way up until Governor Collins. And by that time, the women of Kentucky Federation, who were the steering committee for the project at that point, thought that perhaps we should bring in a more modern, shall we say, face for our First Ladies. So from there on, all the faces are the same as Mrs. Collins' face. We had some governors who were widowers when they came in, or you had the first Governor Breathitt, whose wife died while he was in office. And Governor Goebel was a bachelor. Governor Beckham was also a bachelor, and he had his mother as hostess, and she's depicted in the cabinet, but he married while he was in office, and so his wife's depicted, and she's depicted in her wedding gown. Oh, you'll look at Governor Clark, you'll see it was his daughter that was his hostess. So they're not all wives, and that's why we call them hostesses. And of course, when you came to the fact that we had a woman governor, there was a cry that perhaps we should have Dr. Collins, her husband, as the first man. And it was concluded that the name of the collection was First Ladies in Miniature. She was governor, so she was the First Lady of Kentucky. And she has a little different name tag from all the rest of the ones that are in display. It recognizes the fact that she was a governor of the state.
All the First Ladies have been very pleased with their miniature when we present it to them. Sometimes you kind of hold your breath. You're not sure if they like the hair or whatever. It's a hard project to make it in their likeness, and they've all been very positive about the look of the miniature. As to the future of the collection, we hope that it continues for many, many years, and we hope our younger club women will carry this project on, and it'll be something for the future of Kentucky and for our future club women to enjoy.